Good morning. Oh, hi, Umbria. Good morning from me and the boy. What you think, buddy? Let's just wait a moment, huh? Let's just chill for a moment. As the overlay says, the vibes are in fact immaculate. Z King, good to see you. How are you doing this fine morning? Well, it is Saturday, November 29th, 2025 at 11:11 a.m. And it has been probably a few weeks since I've done a good morning stream. So, we gotta get back in the grind, you know? And I'm here. All right. Got a few things to talk about, but for now, let's see. What do we got? Interesting. My chat. So I tried to make a separate chat widget so that we don't just have to deal with the floating chats. But I'm already seeing a bug here, so I might turn that chat off for now, and we'll just work out the fun bouncy chat for a little while. So let's see. First of all, I can hide this for now. But yes, good morning, Z King. Good morning, Zerzoos. Hope you had a good stream last night. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Z King says, I'm at the 4th gym right now in Heart Gold, and holy shit, I don't remember Morty being this much of a problem. Whitney was easier than Morty. Damn. Is Morty is he the ghost type leader in Ekritique? Is that Morty? Morty, Pokemon Heart Gold. 4th gym leader. Ekritique. Damn, I'm so good. I'm so good. How does he do it? Every time. Absolutely nailed it. What's he got in his team? With Gengar? You gotta get some ground types, bro. Get some ground types in there. Use Dig. Do you even have Dig at that point in the game? I don't know. Well, how is everyone doing? How are we all doing? It's a beautiful morning so far. We got some crazy news stories. We're gonna try to make gonna try to make the best of it, you know. But you know, it's a scary world out there. Ground type moves don't work. Ground type. Oh, does it have levitate or whatever? Gengar levitate ability. Oh, he doesn't have it since Generation 7, but he did have it in Generation 4. That's right. Right. Well, what about I mean, I guess psychic type attacks because he's ghost. Is he ghost poison? Gengar weaknesses with levitate. Oh, dark types too. If you have any dark attacks. But yeah, psychic, ghost, or dark. Gengar. All of his other Pokemon have levitate. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess he didn't. That wouldn't have existed in Gen 2, so it probably doesn't remember. Or you probably like, uh, you probably remember like playing it as a kid. Morty was probably a lot easier because you could just use like ground type moves on him. Good morning, Joe Cool. Good to see you, buddy. Hey, Jen. Hope you're doing well. First gym after rematch. You got this, man. You got this. I did, but the attacks are too powerful to tank hits. Damn. Well, everyone wish Z King luck in his gym challenge. Hopefully he beats Morty and can move on. But as you can see, for those who have not, who didn't tune in last night, consider yourself lucky because it means I didn't lie to you personally when I told you that when I told my stream, everyone who was here that I was gonna go live again in a little bit, and then I didn't. I be doing that sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. When I say I'm gonna go live again in like an hour, what I mean is I plan on it and I'm gonna try, and I just might not do it, And I'm sorry for that. Sometimes I just be doing other shit. And I went on I hopped on Confluence's panel. And like my mindset when I hopped, like right before I hopped on, I was like, maybe I should just start streaming and then I'll hop on and we'll just go from there. And then I was about to hop on and I'm like, okay, well I'll just get on that for now and I'll talk for a bit and then I'll start the stream up. And I just didn't do it. And I'm I'm ashamed. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing my best out here. I'm not a reliable narrator for my own life. Don't say you will, say you might. Yeah, that's fair. I can be more accurate with my language. But I guess like I'm trying to manifest it. Like I wanted to stream, Like I really expected to. But yeah, I think just to be safe, I guess. But I feel like if I say might, it gives me an out. But I guess I already have the out because I can just not do it. It's interesting. I don't know. I need more discipline, I need more stream discipline. So who says, what the hell language are you speaking? Oh, Pokemon. Yep, don't speak that language. It's a good language to speak. It's a fun one. I'm quite well versed. I was I spent damn near what was it, 2016? So I'd spent like 24 years of my life at that point playing Pokemon, learning about Pokemon. And when Pokemon Go dropped, suddenly everyone in the world was playing Pokemon. Everyone was, had questions. And I like all of this useless knowledge, this otherwise useless knowledge that I'd aggregated for decades, for my entire life. Suddenly everybody wanted to talk about it. It was a cool moment. What's all the floaty stuff about? It's just a fun overlay, just a fun chat screen I put together. Nothing permanent. Ideally, this will be one that I can just toggle into from time to time. Thank you, Michelle. True Z King. I think it's more satisfying when you have the out and don't take it, rather than force yourself to have no out, because then you're like, well, do I really have no out? No, I just won't do it. Yeah, maybe. But it's weird because the whole time well, at least whenever I thought about it, I didn't think about it too much because I'm like in the zone. I'm like in the conversation. I'm just going at it. I'm like, oh, I need to post a link in Discord or something, like let people know I'm over here. And I think about, I'm like, oh, this is a thing I need to do. I'm going to do that. And then like moments later, I'm distracted and I forget. Even though it's like on, yeah, it's weird. That broken ADHD brain, Joe Cool says, am I wrong, or are all the MAGA panels disappearing? I get something new every day to shit on Trump about and can never find anyone. That is interesting, right? I feel like the defenders are they're less feral at this point. Like decreasingly feral. Like they're consolidating, Like they're all going into their own spaces, and they're not going into places where they can be challenged very openly, I think, as much. That's what I feel. I think a lot of people recognize that, like, I mean, a lot of stuff is just harder and harder to defend, you know, especially as like the American people are broadly rejecting it. I mean, as they generally have, but just feels like it's getting crazier. Also, Nightbot coming in, reminding us to like the stream, subscribe if you haven't, get yourself a membership if you don't have one, or if you do have one, you can gift a membership. In fact, if you don't have a membership, you can also gift a membership. You're allowed to do that. There's no rule against it. I won't yell at you. You know, in fact, I might damn near cry if you gift a membership. If you gift a bunch of memberships, you might see my eyes water. Z King says, because they realize the president has been covering up a sex trafficking ring and his buddies. Oof. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Hey, but he signed to release the files. I don't know where they are, but he signed to release them, right? It's funny to watch the MAGA meltdown. Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see. It's different. Just kidding. I'm starting to like it. Yeah, it gets a little overwhelming. When chat was moving, like last night, when I was like not keeping up with all the chats, it got a little chaotic. So again, I don't. This is not a permanent, or at least like this version of this isn't permanent, but. If I'm like, now I have to do X, my brain is like, do you though? Then I'm like, I guess I don't need to. Let's see what happens if I don't. That's so real. That's so real. Too real. Actually, too real. Where are those files? At Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, being shifted around. Maybe they're in the bathroom at Mar-a-Lago this time. I so trust that guy. After 10 months of lying and scrubbing his name. Yep. The cognitive dissonance required is heavier now. That's true. He's trying his hardest, but everyone is holding him back, but he's whispering to them, hold me back, bro. Yeah, it does seem like that. In the bathroom. Wasn't that where they were? Weren't they the files that he was storing? Trump files, Mar-a-Lago bathroom. Here. You guys ready for this? It's crazy how much we forget. Or how easy it is to forget with so much going on. But here, this is Axios. In photos, Trump stored classified docs in Mar-a-Lago bathroom and ballroom. Oh, that's why he wants to build a ballroom, so he can put all the files in there. He's gonna put all the Epstein files in the MAGA ballroom. Look at that. This is very normal. Very normal. This is what a guy with nothing to hide does. Very normal. A very normal thing for an ex-president to do. This is just like when Biden, if we found out that Biden had some document like left over in his garage or whatever. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just the same. It's always the same. In fact, Biden's worse because he's old. It looks like some shit you'd find in a mission in a SOCOM game. Let's store papers in the water closet. Yeah, this will be great. It's fine. Super chat, says Nicody. And then says, sorry, I couldn't resist that since these are all just space like floating up there. One for the Dobsonian power guy. I don't know what any of that means, but thank you. Hey, why? Jeez, this dog. No, hey, no. You're fine. There's no intruders. We have roommates. It's okay. It's okay. Calm down. So Umbreon is in my lap, and he heard people move in the other room. Yeah, so he was literally on my lap. Like, hey, stop. No, sir. I'm gonna put you down, but stop. You need to stop barking. No. Hey. Oh my god, hang on. My goodness. I'm telling you, I gotta get that shock collar. Oh yeah, he said I don't like that. I don't want a shock collar. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna actually shock you, doofus. Dobsonian Power is an Armageddon-like space watching channel. He's kind of funny. Oh, interesting. Hey, cut it out. No. Cut it out. We're not doing that. Robert Paulson says get the shock collar. Umbreon, you hear that? He said, no, I don't want that. Okay. He is a loud-ass dog. Sorry for my whiny wiener. You don't know how it is. Here's some cheese for your wine. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm happy to accept some cheddar, you know. Hey, no. We accept cheddar here in the form of super chats, ideally. Retrieve intel from document cache. That's funny. Oh boy. Well, we have yeah. So there are like a few juicy news stories to dive into. I guess a couple that I'm looking at here that I think are worth our time. So I think we'll do some vibe coding. You know, do some vibe coding the news. Haven't done like a segment like that in a while. I mean, I guess we do a lot of vibe coding the news, but I'm trying to like make it a recurring thing more. You know. So we got two articles here. We have a Reuters article. The Democratic-led states sue over Trump's food aid cuts for immigrants. This is from a couple days ago. And then we have some breaking news, or essentially breaking news. This is from just a few hours ago. Trump says Venezuela airspace to be shut in its entirety as tensions rise. So, yeah, things are getting kind of crazy on the Venezuelan front. So we're going to dig into both of those. But first off, anybody have any thoughts, initial thoughts on any of these things you want to talk about? Or any other things you think we should look at before we dive in? Here, let's set up a let me set up a like poll. Did you like the stream to help Umbreon's whining? No. Wait, let's see. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Which one do we want to do first? Do we want to dive into Vuvuzela or food aid cuts? By the way, just to set the stage a little bit, this does not say illegal immigrants. Just to cut that Hydra head off before that pops up. I mean, I guess, you know, I don't have to deal with it from you guys so much, but Um, just, because that usually is like the framing. Snip, snap, cut, says Michelle. Yep. Trump is actively circumcising food aid. What does the article say? Says polygraph lie detector. Well, I mean, that's what we're gonna look at. They shorthand a ton also. Let's clean up this. Also good to see you, polygraph. Okay, so Z King voted for food cuts, and Michelle also. So Michelle and Z King support food cuts, is what I just learned. They want people to starve. Apparently, that's crazy, but no. But I think that's fair. A fair place to start. So we could look. Here's the thing. We could read this article, but who wants to do that? Who wants to like sit here? It's actually a pretty short article, so maybe we could. But who wants to do that? Who wants to sit and read? Reading is for nerds. It's for dorks. So we're gonna do something different here. Obviously, we're gonna vibe code some apps. So let's build me a fun, immersive app out of this article. And I'm going to copy this prompt. I'm going to test out. So I'm going to throw it in Gemini and Claude. So we're going to get two different versions. Two different versions, and we're going to pick whichever one we like best, okay? So I guess we can look at the summary while we wait for that to build. Democratic-led states sue over SNAP eligibility changes. USDA guidance challenge for misinterpreting SNAP eligibility for non-citizens. USDA guidance challenge for misinterpreting. So the guidance is challenged for... It's a weird sentence. Challenge for misinterpreting SNAP eligibility for non-citizens. States are okay. I guess the next line kind of clarifies. States argue that refugees, those granted asylum, are eligible for SNAP upon immigration status change. So presumably, the USDA guidance is being challenged for misinterpreting the SNAP eligibility for refugees and those granted asylum. Is that right? Is that what's happening? T King says, yes, I'm a log cabin Republican now, based. Tell Tucker I said hey. Yo. Polygraph says you need to censor your AI prompts or people will steal your job. Uh-oh. That's true. I'm okay with that. Steal my job. If someone uses, like, on God, if someone cops my style, I would be honored. I want more people to vibe code the news. I would love to be the progenitor, is that the word? Progenitor of vibe coding the news wave taking over the internet. I want the next Mr. Beast to be someone who just absolutely copy and pasted my prompts. It would be an honor. All right, well, I think we have the first app has been built. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. It's kind of hard to read. There we go. Actually, still kind of hard to read. So I'll expand this out a bit. So what do we got? We got our situation report. On November 26th, 2025, a coalition of 21 states sued the USDA. The dispute centers on the One Big Beautiful Bill, passed in July. The One Big Beautiful Bubba, passed in July. While the bill restricted eligibility for new entrants, the USDA issued a surprise guidance on October 31st, stating that even legal residents, refugees, and asylees who get green cards are now permanently ineligible. Permanently ineligible. Polygraph says, my problem with these apps is they are just the text on the page again reinterpreted. Yeah, kinda. I like the restructuring of it. I think it's helpful for like me digesting the information. Like splitting it up into chunks. They make shit up and say no going backsies. Yeah. They call it the Grinch factor. See, I don't think the article said the Grinch factor, right? Like Grinch. Yeah, that's not in there. That's fun. That's some Gemini personality in there. The Grinch factor. All right, let's read what the Grinch factor is. The guidance demands immediate compliance, bypassing the standard 120-day grace period for states to update computer systems. So no grace period, no updated computer systems, just refusal for refugees or asylees who were, I guess, previously eligible. They're now instantly ineligible, and there's no grace period. Filed just before Thanksgiving. So that's not cool. Attorneys general are calling the timing and severity cruel and arbitrary. Would I say attorneys general there? Like we do like inspectors general, or would it be attorney generals? Attorneys general? I don't know. It feels right, but I have no clue. What you mean, kinda? Nakoti says, Vibe code picking up all the thousands of leaves in my yard. Do that now. I actually need to help my girlfriend with just that. Lots of leaves. It is fall. It is that time of year. Michelle says, the people in charge who aren't down with this should disregard all of this. Yeah, I mean, that would be the optimal move, I think, is to say, fuck that. No. Well, I mean, it sounds like they're kind of doing that, but they're obviously going through the legal means to do so, right? By entertaining it, they give it legitimacy. I think they have I think the litigation is the right move. Like even if gives it legitimacy in some sense, like the issue with a lot of the ways the Trump admin is moving, is that so much of like their moves are like always not always, very often, most of the time, technically legal. But that's like, that technically is doing like a lot of work, but they can lean on that heavy, right? So like the consequences for not following this are going to be real, right? So that's why the lawsuits are important to challenge. Michelle says, no, LOL, because it's obviously not okay. So why are you explaining why it's not okay? Oh, I see what you're saying. It's just not okay, period, and it's ridiculous to explain why. I mean, yeah, I like morally, I agree. Like morally, it's reprehensible, but like the legal channels will, like, unfortunately, like these are just like legal battles that are because they find these loopholes, right? They find these loopholes to like to like force fit shit like this, and they have usually like actual like legal leeway in like navigating it. So unfortunately, it has to like we have to close those loopholes through litigation, right? So the plaintiff is arguing the statutory interpretation: Congress did not intend to permanently ban refugees who adjust their status. The process foul is the USDA ignored the mandatory 120-day implementation window. So that's not cool. Pretty bad. Pretty cringe. Because it's like this 120-day implementation window. Like, I'm guessing that there wasn't like a legal requirement for this window. It was just like traditionally done. Because it obviously makes more sense if you're going to change regulations like this to put some grace period in. But since it wasn't a mandatory grace period, now they're able to use it. Like, you see how it, like, they're like stretching the rules, you know? State rights. So forces states to choose between violating federal law or facing massive fines. Exactly. So the defense, this is what USDA is saying. They're taking a strict reading of the One Big Beautiful Bill, saying it was a mandate to cut costs and restrict immigrant access. They're citing executive authority. The administration has broad discretion to interpret eligibility guidance. And they're citing fiscal responsibility, quote unquote. Immediate implementation prevents, quote unquote, wasteful spending on ineligible recipients. Well, I guess part of the argument is, are they actually ineligible? Is getting people food, is getting people who are hungry food, is that wasteful? According to Doge. Let's see the coalition. See, this wasn't in the article. Like, this is not just restating the article right here. Like what we're looking at right now, right? This is not just restating the article. This is like it's a little fun little widget. So here's the coalition roll call. Oregon, Attorney General Dan Rayfield. He's quoted as saying, "It's wild that we're here the day before Thanksgiving. The law is clear. This is not how you treat people." He represents about 12,000 residents who are at risk. New York, Letitia James is cited as saying, USDA has no authority to arbitrarily cut entire groups of people out of SNAP. Polygraph says, what are we doing? Well, I mean, we're exploring the news. We're vibe coding the news. William Tong, Attorney General of Connecticut, says they are inventing their own rules to permanently ban green card holders. I assume all these quotes are real. I don't know if they like made up quotes. Okay, no, they're not. They're just citing them specifically. That's cool. Oh no, I closed the app. Don't mess with me. I'm too gullible. Matthew Platkin, Attorney General of New Jersey, says, zero basis in law for this cruel move. We are fighting to uphold the law. I don't like the sliders. I don't think none of these are sliders, right? I don't like when it does a slider. I don't know why. I just don't vibe with the sliders. Attorney General Kwame Raoul says this violates the 120-day grace period for state system updates. Yeah. Well, again, I don't know if that like 120-day thing is like legally required. Polygraph says it should just be a tab of quotes, same space used. Tab of, oh, I see what you're saying. Like it could just be all of these. Well, I like that we're clicking on each one and going through them individually. Hey, no. We're not bargaining here, Mr. Weenie. Crazy work. It's a CSS issue. Oh, sure. Oh, you mean like this slider? I see what you're saying. I thought because a lot of times these vibe coding tools, like they'll add like sliders, like oh the human cost versus the fiscal cost, and like you'll have to like slide, and I don't know. I don't find those very engaging. Like this, this would be like one example, like this kind of thing. Yeah, this is exactly okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Umbreon, no. So there's the human cost calculator is what it calls it. But the USDA guidance attempts to make refugees and asylees permanently ineligible for SNAP even after obtaining green cards, which is really crazy, right? We're going to use this slider to estimate the human impact if the court allows the cuts to proceed. So at the far end, we have partial enforcement. or virtually no enforcement. So this would be, wait, how's the econ loss? If there's no enforcement, no individuals are cut, no families are lost, there's no econ loss? Hey. Well, nope, you don't even get to follow them, sorry. Well, he wanted to go out there and they were leaving, so it makes sense if you aren't hurting people. Yeah, I'm just wondering what the metric is here, because when I like at econ loss, I guess the right way to look at this is what they're doing, but I think for some reason I was framing, I was like, well, it would cost more to give these people the food they're supposed to have, right, or the SNAP they're supposed to have, but why this matters, systemic view. So SNAP benefits act as an economic multiplier. For every $1, okay, so here we go. For every $1 in benefits, approximately $1.50 is generated in economic activity. I see where this comes from now. For every $1 in benefits, approximately $1.50 is generated in economic activity. Cutting these benefits not only causes hunger for legal residents, which is crazy, but also drains millions from local grocery stores, farmers, and state economies, essentially shifting the cost from the federal budget to state emergency rooms and food banks. So this is what Gemini created about the SNAP judgment. Let's take a look at how Claude put it together. This is kind of cute. Obviously, we're not going to go through all 50 of these states, but yeah, I mean, people are affected in every single state, right? Oh, there's a start battle button. I wonder what's going to happen here. Actually, it's Weed and Monster. You know what that reminds me of? I do have a monster. Oh my God. Turkey omelets for breakfast. W Thanksgiving. Polygraph says, basically what we can use this for, and this is IMO, a good use is infographics. I 100,000 million% agree. Not the sugar-free. You don't drink the white monsters are... This is the only monster I drink. The only monster I drink. I don't fuck with any other one. Maybe the blue zeros. Sometimes. They're just a little harsh. But no, white monsters are... God. There's nothing quite like it, really. Chaotic? I don't know the Chaotic. Is that an energy drink? As long as it doesn't have fake sugar. I mean, it's like artificial sweeteners. It has erythritol. 2 grams of erythritol. I like it. I like that flavor. I don't know. Also, there's a lot of this app you guys can't see. But there's a start battle button. So I'm curious to see what that start battle button does. There's our federal versus state legal battle. 42 million SNAP recipients. 22 plaintiff jurisdictions. 363,000 people potentially affected across the United States. And one fucking day for compliance. All right, let's start the battle. Congressional intent. Exceeding authority. Immigration status numbers. Impossible compliance. Fiscal responsibility. Tens of thousands affected. state administration, law versus guidance, congressional intent, exceeding. Okay, now it's starting to go back and forth. That's kind of cute. I mean, it's the gravity of it. Hopefully, is not pulled back. But I mean, I don't know. Like, look, this. I mean, this shit's like really impactful and like destroys people's lives. But like, it's also just reading about it can be kind of dry, right? Just reading about like legal battles. So like, that's what I like about this kind of like making this stuff into like fun interactive stuff, just to give it a little bit of to give your brain a little bit of something to like bite into, you know, while you're reading through it all. I don't know. So I think Gemini did a better job at illustrating the information. Claude made like a more interesting app, I guess. Did all of these states join the code? It's 22 states. Wow. Plus DC. So they're like, hey, yo, this is fucking crazy. Polygraph says, don't mind me. I watch the same news stories like 3 to 4 times a day. Yeah, that's fair. I do like watching different people cover the stories, but... Oh. So that's the Snap Showdown. We got a protester sign here. Very based. Very correct. Snap feeds families. It does. That's literally what it does. It's like the whole point. But this administration doesn't care. So... Player says, my issue with AI is trying to figure out how to actually have it help solve problems as opposed to itself being a problem. Yeah, I mean, it's a careful balance, right? I recommend like looking into. I've heard a lot of. I know there's a lot of research in like how it's being kind of woven in to like more complex systems. Like a bunch of climate research, obviously medical research. These are things where it's like really making powerful advancements or like contributing to powerful advancements. So close, so far at the same time. Michelle says, for real, AI is such a double-edged sword that I think the positives may be a distraction to the negative. Could be. But I mean, I guess the way I look at it is like me, myself, I'm not, by using it to get positives out of it, I don't think I'm contributing very meaningfully to the negatives. Like the negatives are more existential and broader and like energy and like these kinds of like big problems that like we can I think we can I want people who are anti-AI to be using AI to battle against the bad stuff about AI, if that makes sense. That's what I want. Polygraph says 80% of families who get SNAP are working full time. True. People hear that and you go, nah, if you work full time, you can afford food. Nope. Sugar-free is fake sugar, but the regular also has some. Yeah. Wait. Even the conversation right now is a distraction from it. It's a bubble, capitalism. It's climate change, basically. They're still trying to build up, ignoring all that. Hey, Fatoy. Erythritol is a natural sweetener. Then it's not fake sugar. Bam. Take that. That means it's healthy. It's natural. Fatoy says, Coder, AI isn't bad. People use it for bad, just like guns don't kill people. You think I think AI is bad? You got the wrong guy. I mean, people do use it for bad, but like, I'm more concerned with the infrastructure behind it all than I am with like people using it for bad or whatever. I mean, I guess I should be concerned about both. Michelle says, yeah, but what if I don't like that AI consumes power so much I don't want to engage in it? I mean, that's fine. Like, that's your choice, and that's fair enough. I just want people with your conscience to be the people who are actually trying to use it to solve the problems and fight against the issues that arise from that energy consumption. You know what I mean? Progress says, maybe it's good then. I don't even know what fake sugar is bad. I just know when they say non-sugar sweetener, I get sad. Could be the big sugar has got to you, buddy. Fatoy says, I just tuned in. Sorry if I misunderstood. Yeah, don't let it happen again, Fatoy. Don't ever misunderstand me. Okay? Let's see, I've read most of these. This is so chaotic. This is the problem with this bubble. AI could help solve the energy problem it creates, says Zeus. This is what I'm saying. It could, or it could just make it fail miserably, right? The only thing I hate more than real sugar is fake sugar, says Polygraph. That's funny. This was Claude. Read a lot of these already. I might just clear. I think we went through all these. Okay. I'm just going to clear it. You ready? Michelle says, yeah, but also you could not use it and not have a problem. I think there's that saying of like AI is going to take your jobs, and then like the counter is, well, AI is not going to take your job, but somebody using AI might. Like I think there's a real thing. There's definitely a reality where AI is being so integrated into like our day-to-day lives. It's like being put in a situation where like you like refuse to use a cell phone. Like you can get by without using a cell phone, right? But like you're going to be at a disadvantage if you refuse to use a cell phone in the modern day. Yeah, they took her gerbs. They took her gerbs. They took your gerbs. All right, I'm clearing the queue. There we go. It's too much. I already read most of those messages, so. Let's dive back in, all right? We have another story to cover. A more serious. Well, not more serious. They're both so serious. Like, sure, when you smoke is when you cough out a lot of tar, but it's a ISO because you're putting in more than you cough out. Hang on. Hey, what are you doing? You guys not to play with you. Come here. No. Stop biting him. Maybe he won't run from you, dumbass. So Umbreon was screaming because Mr. President, his best friend, who is a cat, jumped up on a counter and Umbreon could not reach him, right? And it's like, well, if you stop biting his ear, maybe he'd stop running from you. Oh, did chat? I think chat just broke. Let's fix it. Okay, chat is fixed. It's also about using AI to fix AI-caused problems. Sure. But, I mean, there's also... Yeah, I don't know. Like, the problem is you're too deep, so I don't think you're going to find something to climb out of if you keep digging further. You mean like me personally, or like just the world embracing AI? Yeah, grow longer legs, Umbreon. So true. Get it together, man. Fatoy says 20 to 30 years from now, people won't have to work anymore thanks to AI. I don't know about this, and also this is the issue with this like techno optimism, which I am in. I would like to be sympathetic to, is that the people who are like building all the LLMs, they don't give a shit about you. And if they don't need you to work, that doesn't mean that you're still gonna get food. That's the problem. Yeah, AI left in the hands of the current leaders. Look, we literally just read through. We were literally just reading about how, like, the current United States government and the USDA are cutting off 32,000 people across the country from SNAP because they're legal immigrants, like green card holders, basically. Like, they are green card holders, and they're being cut off from SNAP because they're asylees or refugees. And it won't stop there. They're not just going to stop with the immigrants, right? It never stops there. Good to see you, Ruby. Thank you for the BB Umbreon emotes. Polygraph says, why are they building bunkers? You know why. The system is built around being productive. Oh, wait. The thing is, you have to work. So if there's no more work, you have no more pay because the system is built around being productive, says Michelle. Yeah. Not anymore. If we take it over and use it for all of our benefits, see, that's the goal, right? We want to use it for our benefit. For Fatoy, the future Fatoy described, like that's how we get that. Is we make sure that it's being used for our benefit, not just for Elon's benefit, you know? Hey, Allie. So instead of making employees work less and have a similar productivity, they want them to work as much and have better productivity. Yeah, exactly. Like using AI to fix the problem. Oh, we already read that one. Fatoy says, I, for one, welcome our AI overlords. The issue is, it's not going to be AI overlords, okay? It's not our AI overlords. You're talking about Elon Musk. It's Elon Musk, not an AI overlord. There's a big difference. Polygraph says, take over the means of production. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Like if you get nail guns instead of a hammer and nails, you won't work until you've made your daily quota and quit 4 hours early. You're just going to work the same amount of time and make twice as much. Like make twice as many, build twice as much. Make the same amount of money. Polygraph says, unfortunately, short term, we're going to need to exist within the current system and make improvements. Yeah, definitely. Polygraph says, Elon Teal are literally on the Epstein list for toy. Ooh. Uh-oh. Did you know Kevin Kelly of Wired Magazine? Or do you know Kevin Kelly of Wired Magazine? KK.org. Check it out, says Allie. Okay. KK.org. Cool tools. Oh, cute. Futurism. Video is the future of learning. Future of X is a series of 36 lectures on the future that I produced on YouTube for China Mobile, where X equals anything from flying cars to genetic engineering. He says, I write in order to think. You know, I stream in order to think. And build. He's an OG. Yeah, seems like an interesting guy. Let's check out the art section. Oh. Be prompt now. I like this. Hey, Growling Arachnid. Hey, Shortstack Goblin. Polygraph says they can't run Jack. Well, they better go catch him. Absolute legend. Your family if you're profitable, but if you're not, bye-bye. Yep. He keeps me hopeful. This article, handoff to bots. Handoff to bots. Let's take a quick detour then, maybe from our vibe coding the news to let's vibe code his article. I think that's an interesting idea. Build a completely different, more immersive app out of this article. And we'll put his article. And we'll copy this and we'll throw it into Claude as well. Human resources is maintenance for human tools. Let's go. Love the care reacts. Oh, yeah, Umbreon? Oh, now you want in? Hey, Infallible Foul. What about Gates or Zeus? Zeus? Bezos? Oh, Bezos. Hey, Dum Dum. Welcome back, sweet boy. Oh, look at him. Look at my boy. Look at my wiener boy. Look at my wiener, chat. What do you think? What? Your heart is racing, little guy. Were you running around out there going fast? Why you look so bashful? I guess you just always look like that. But yeah, Infallible Foul, they're bad too. About our potential future. Oh, the optimism. See why Dems would promote that. Oh, Ground News is a good example of a baseline. See how they show you story coverage sites, etc. For choice says, Coder wants the Epstein list put out as a cunning double bluff, I tell you. Maybe. I'm not on the Epstein list, Fatoy. We don't know who's on the list. We don't know who's in the files. The system is very insidious. He's a little ween. Player says, we can't all be rich. That was never going to happen. So many people fell for that, yeah. Temporarily embarrassed millionaires, right? I made my cat Pixie look at Umbreon. She sniffed him. That's so cute. Yeah, we were vibe coding the handoff to bots. You're not paid on how many pallets you make for how long you make them. Oh, yeah. Sometimes the tools are broken and get thrown away. So if you make the master, you take the company more money without making yourself more money. Yeah, good points, Michelle. Polygraph says, the problem with the Epstein list is Republicans delaying for months, and they will continue to delay as much as they can. All right, let's look at the handoff. Simulation phase 1, the decline. We have a productivity engine. So if our bot efficiency is 15%, our network effect is inactive. So we want to just deploy a bot squad for minus 50 production. Okay, this is our GDP production. Okay, minus. So now we have 10 active bots, and we have 50% production. Now what happens? Oh no, global fertility rates drop below replacement. The demographic collapse begins. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, did I use too many bots? Damn, what the fuck happened? Oh, okay. Okay, now I didn't start it. I didn't hit play. So I gotta keep deploying bots to keep up. Now I can build. Oh, it's like an idle game. This is kind of fun. So we still have a lot of human labor right now, right? The human labor chunk is way larger, but bot labor is starting to go up. The more bots we deploy, presumably we can. Okay, so we need a server farm. Ooh, bot labor jumps up when we get server farms, but we gotta wait for production to build up to buy more. Bot labor is finally right here, about to pass human labor. And the more server farms we build, the further that goes. Look at that. Bot labor matching human labor. Tech unlock. Generative agents. The economy of the maid is self-sustaining. So in theory, more people can pursue creative pursuits. Oh, okay. So if I move this towards higher, then we get more meaning. So instead of working on just quote unquote productive labor, because we have the bots doing that, we can focus on creative pursuits. So that's the dream, right? So that's it. I guess we played it correctly there. So we successfully navigated the demographic collapse. The synthetic economy now supports a smaller but happier human population focused on art, love, and discovery. All right. So that's cute. Let's see what Claude came up with. The Great Handoff. People want to work, they just don't want to work 2 to 3 jobs. This polygraph, yeah, exactly, for sure. People like doing stuff. Believe it or not, people like doing stuff. For the first time in 1,000 years, humanity will start shrinking. At that exact moment, we're creating billions of synthetic minds. We're going to watch the transition from the economy of the born to the economy of the made. Oh, look at this. 2025 is the inflection point. So 8 billion humans, first wave of AI agents, fertility plunging globally. So the fertility rate is below replacement. Let's hit play and see what happens. Suddenly, yeah, so it's kind of similar to our game, right? So suddenly there's more agents, way more agents being used than humans. This app is I think it's running like an insane animation here. Like all these dots, there's like billions of little dots here, I think. But I get the message. Again, like Claude, it's interesting. So Gemini gets the information across better and creates like an interesting little system to play with in it. But Claude creates like a way more. Also, it apparently fails. Is that my? Oh my god. My poor Mac Mini is like freaking out right now. I think that Claude app like put it through hell. So many chats I gotta read through. Okay. Z King says, Muscle Man, you know who else is in the Epstein files? My mom. Polygraph says, from a leftist perspective, we want to let people do work and benefit from their work. That's why the anti-AI attitude is common. Just make it somehow benefit everyone collectively, and they will be okay with it. Yeah, exactly. Also power it with solar and wind so it's environmentally friendly. Fatoy says, imagine a world with no money and people free to enjoy life doesn't mean you can't do some sort of work. Yeah, again, people, like Polygraph says, people want to work. They just don't want to work 2 to 3 jobs. Polygraph says we should be working 4 to 8 hour days, 5 to 3 days a week. Infallible Fowl says, I welcome our Wally lifestyle. Floating chairs are dope. True that. Polygraph says, ever hear retired people talking about wanting to get out of the house so they take a job to be social? That's what people want. We will not accept the BS right-wing test tube developed framing. Peak humanity. We have arrived, neighbors. Google likely has better data access / larger models. So Zeus says, have you saw the RS-28 Sarmat in continental missile failure? No. That's a lot of words that I barely know. The bits and bots, says Ali. True. Fatoy says, soon there will be bar brawls over which AI model is better. They probably already are. So Zeus says, I guess we don't have to worry about Russian ICBMs. Oh, because of the... Is that what that was? That was a Russian missile that failed? That's good news. Ali says, I'm trying to stay techno-optimist. Yeah. In my heart of hearts, I want to be. Just this current government, you know? Josh says, airspace over Venezuela closed, and Trump has told the president to flee the country because the strikes are coming. Yeah, so that is actually our next story. So, Team ChatGPT. I'm glad you mentioned that, Josh. That is, I mean, I didn't know, I hadn't heard the flee the country because the strikes are coming. That must be more breaking. But here's the other story that I wanted to cover today. We have this Al Jazeera article. Trump says Venezuela airspace to be shut in its entirety as tensions rise. He posted this on Truth Social. What a time to be alive. Zuzu says it only got 250 meters off the ground before falling to the ground. Well, I always figured Putin was impotent. Oh, he has an article about AI as a public service. I like that. I like that a lot. I'll have to check that out. Jen says, Venezuela war sounds like a good excuse for not releasing the Epstein files. Certainly sounds like a good distraction. We're busy. Epstein files? We're at war. You want the Epstein files? We're at war, right? We're literally at war. So that's epic. Well, you know what we do here. We're gonna try to make the most of it. So build another completely different app out of this article. You know, we're gonna try to make the most of it by building, right? Infallible Fowl says, I doubt the scale is big enough. Oh, the war with Venezuela? That's inevitable right now. That's probably fair. Jen says, you want to talk about Epstein files while there's a genocide happening? Crazy work. Crazy work. Ali says, I hope we can get there. I'm glad people older, wiser, and positive futurists exist, like Kevin Kelly. He has a new book I probably should listen to. Interesting. Yeah, I like that as well. So it's interesting watching Claude like parse this. So it's like, got it. This is a breaking geopolitical crisis story. A confrontation brewing between the U.S. and Venezuela with airspace closures, an aircraft carrier in the Caribbean, drone strikes on alleged drug boats, dueling rhetoric. Incredible story breaking right now. This is the largest U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean since Cuban Missile Crisis. An aircraft carrier strike group, 15,000 troops, drones striking boats, and now Trump declaring airspace closed. Let me build something that captures the intensity. Let's see if it can do it. Let's see if it can. Here's Gemini's. Oh, interesting. Oh my God. So the flights are flying towards the no-fly zone. Source Truth Social API. So basically things fly into the no-fly zone and they instantly divert. They're like, oh, we can't go this way. We can't go this way. Don't make me turn this thing around. Venezuela missile crisis. Yeah, that button, ironically. So here's what Gemini built. It's okay. It's an interesting visual. It's definitely very creative. I see what they're going for. It definitely it like focuses on the impact of the flights. I guess it's impacting oil future prices. 9 flights diverted, aid blocked. So they haven't. I guess there's also aid. It's not. I don't know why it's only having like regular flights. Yeah. Oil futures. I suspect Claude is going to do a better job with this one, like handling the gravity of it. Oh, look, here we go. So this is so this one's humanitarian aid. So this little yellow bubble or yellow dot is humanitarian aid trying to get into the no-fly zone. It's also going to have to divert, right? Presumably. Yeah. So now we've had 5 tons of aid blocked by the no-fly zone is what we're seeing. Again, this in this little simulation, right? But I mean, this is the reality. This is what we're going to see. It's all these flights are going to be they're going to have to divert. They're not going to be able to go in the no-fly zone, and also aid that would be delivered will also not be able to fly into that zone. So, let's see what Claude comes up with. I never know what to say, Caribbean or Caribbean. I don't know if it matters if there's a right way to say it, or if they're both like plausible pronunciations. So let's see. Caribbean crisis, U.S.-Venezuela standoff, the largest U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean since 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, an aircraft carrier strike group, 15,000 troops, drone strikes, a $50 million bounty. Yeah, I saw that. There's a $50 million bounty that Trump put out on Maduro. And now airspace declared closed in its entirety. So let's enter the Situation Room. Wow. There's a lot going on here. Holy crap. Look at this dashboard. See, Claude cooks. Like, there's when I was first showing off. Sorry to divert. I know this is a really intense breaking story we're looking at, but like when I showed off Gemini 3 like a week or so ago, one of the things I was excited about is how what a new exciting variety of like tools and widgets would show up in the apps I was building. Opus has like quadrupled my excitement. Like I mean, just look at all like these timelines are so clean. It does all these like these visual like maps that are interactive too. I don't know. There's just something. There's just so much. There's something about it. It's just so. I don't know. It's exciting. not the story. This story is not exciting. This story is terrifying. Boomers probably think this is so high tech. It does feel like a movie, right? Like I'm hacking into the mainframe. I'm in. There's a back door. Oh, their password was password. So obviously, threat level is indeed imminent. Saying there's 10 U.S. assets in the region. I don't know if that's actually citing something or if that's just like hypothetical here for the simulation. I think these are real numbers. Yeah, 15,000 troops in the region, 22 plus drone strikes, 82 confirmed kills, $50 million reward bounty for Maduro, 6 airlines suspended, 200,000 Venezuelan troops mobilized. Surely this will have no long-term consequences for everybody. Official U.S. position is that it's a counter-narcotics operation. We're fighting narco-terrorism, protecting the homeland, targeting drug boats, and Cartel de los Soles is a terrorist org. The expert analysis says this is not about drugs. The routes mainly supply Europe, not the U.S. Fentanyl comes from via Mexico by land. FTO designation does not authorize military action, and it resembles regime change operation. So that's what experts are saying. The Venezuelan position is calling it excuses and lies for intervention, which seems to align with the expert analysis. U.S. wants oil, gold, resources. I mean, that sounds like stuff Trump is always saying, right? Fabricating war against Venezuela. It certainly does seem like that. They say they will not be intimidated. I'm gonna be honest. They might be intimidated. I would be intimidated if I were them. Like that. This is horrifying for them, right? Largest military exercise in response. Okay, it is highlighting the specific, like ships. The different destroyers and stealth fighters. Oh boy. Okay, so we have a little escalation timeline here that might be worth reviewing, and then we'll move off. Yeah, Bong and stuff. It is not good. So September 2025, first drug boat strikes began. October 24th, Ford carrier strike group ordered to Caribbean. November 12th, 20th strike, 76 killed. November 16th, USS Ford arrives. 17th, Admiral Halsey resigns in protest. That was based. November 21st, FAA warns of hazardous Venezuelan airspace. 24th, cartel designated foreign terrorist organization. 25th, Venezuela launches 200K troop exercise. 26th, 6 airlines suspend Venezuelan flights. 28th, Trump says military on land very soon. So this was yesterday. And then today, airspace declared closed in entirety. What a fucking nightmare, dude. Anything to avoid releasing those files, huh? Umbreon isn't intimidated. He is brave. He's the bravest weenie. He sure is. If we want to help others, like in this case, we have to help ourselves. Yeah, for sure. Amazon has a baseline model. Wait, of what? Oh, a MacBook Air? Nice. I use a Mac Mini. You would sell endless copies to MAGA? What, of tools like this? It's pretty dope. They're targeting them because of the socialisms. So when they said tiny screwdriver is code for war, Zuzu says it's not exactly how a NOTAM for a TFR works. Often the flights are only slightly diverted for the TFR. Oh, okay. Sure. So that was the Gemini app. So it's like a little off base. Josh says, it didn't take my first masters. I said make a game like Galaga where you were defending the USA with a warship from drug boats. Oh my God. I kind of want to do it. Make a game like Galaga where you defend the USA with a warship from drug boats. Fuck it. Why not? We gotta have a little bit of fun in these nightmarish times, right? I am now in a movie. iPads are on sale by 20% too. Apple Pencil Pro less than $100. Damn. Look at all that. Yeah, I'm glad you got an upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, you can upgrade your non-like to a like. You can also subscribe. You can upgrade to being subscribed to the channel. If you are watching this and you're not subscribed, it would be awesome if you did that. I appreciate it. We're happy to have you here. You can also get yourself a membership. I'm seeing a lot of gray names in chat. Quite a lot of gray names. Look, we love our gray names. We love our chatters. We even love our lurkers. But there is no one we love more than our members. I just got to be real. I have more love in my heart for the members. I can't help it. I see the green names. Infallible Foul right there, like Alley Cattails. I see the green names or the little membership icon, and my heart just it does the Grinch thing where it bursts 3 sizes larger every time. So help my heart grow to the proper size by supporting the stream. That's all I'm asking. True story. Is that foul? No, it's a goose, a silly goose. I guess Allie wasn't here for the So we had a panel one night where we watched a video about 2 geese who had different worldviews, and they were arguing about their worldviews, and there was an hour-long argument that ensued about who identified with which goose and why. Newegg had a doorbuster for a 5060 for $99, and scalpers bought all of them within 10 seconds of release. Bots with fiber connections scraping Newegg API, getting it the second it drops. Yeah, we're fucked. That sucks. It's pointless fighting that stuff unless they have a whole queue system. Yeah, that's brutal. All right, I think I've read most of these, so I'm gonna clear it. It hurts my heart. Operation Southern Spear, Caribbean Defense Command. Defend U.S. waters from incoming narco boats. Left to right, or AD to move. Space or click to fire. Destroy boats before they reach the homeland. Watch for boss boats and power-ups. Oh, wait, you guys can't. Hang on. You guys couldn't see the ship. Let's try again. Oh my god, this is impossible. What the fuck? No. There's no way. No way. How? How am I supposed to get through this? Look at that. There's thousands of them. What? Oh, okay. That is not... Like, it was spawning way too many ships. That was crazy. What a nightmare, dude. That's how Trump. That's what Trump thinks is happening with fentanyl coming on these boats. That's how Trump characterizes it. Polygraph says, I have memberships disabled to make sure other people can get them. I get shadowed so much, and I end up having to switch accounts to talk regularly. Well, I appreciate you yielding your possible membership to someone else. But, hey, just if anyone wants to help confirm that Polygraph can't receive a membership, one way to help us test this hypothesis would be by gifting some memberships, and we can see whether or not he gets one. I think it's just something we could kind of experiment with. You know, like I know we got a very science-minded, very smart, intelligent chat here. We call that a bullet hell. Yeah. Press L America. Oh no. Historically accurate amount of drug boats according to MAGA. Alex says, someone even gifted my membership, which is another wonderfully generous option. So true. We should buy inflatable costumes for Venezuela's military. That's crazy. It might be time. Geese are troublemakers. Not surprised they can't get along with each other, says Infallible Foul. That's so real. Get good, AI. All right, let's try again, okay? We got round two. Round two, let's see. See, it's still just, it's so much. Like, what is happening? There are way too many ships. It's completely unplayable. Sad face. Polygraph says, okay, seriously, though, the only problem with making political games is you'll be ID'd, and also it's such an expensive investment, you might as well make it something real. You'll be ID'd, and also it's such an expensive investment, you might as well make it something real. I'm not sure I fully understand what you're saying. Are you talking about what we're doing right now? Making these little, like, simple games? Tell it to do waves? Yeah. Well, it is. It said, like, wave 4 or whatever. So I think it was, like, jumping. I don't know. The good guys won. True and Val rip. We're all going to have mandatory fentanyl. Oh no. What's the I think it's The Office when Ryan's like super woke and he's like he's toasting, he's like, to the troops, both sides. I'm surprised how fast it slapped that together, even though it's impossible to win. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, dude, Claude Opus is crazy. It's remarkably good at coding. Like I'm blown away every time I build something. Wait, what's going on? Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Okay, this is a... Wait, what? Oh, they're wavy. So this is like a little bit more playable, but it's... And they're firing at me. Why are they firing at me? Like so much. Wait, what's that? There's a power-up. Can that power-up protect me or something? Oh, it was not a power-up. It was just a killing thing. Okay, I can't do it. It's too overwhelming. The simple game thing would be more the avenue to do them, really, since it's about goofing off and refining base systems if you're doing it the traditional way. For AI game building, I don't know. I haven't done much of that yet, but it might be feasible to do some basic stuff. Again, just having to having actually build them in a real game engine seems more base to me. Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's definitely more robust, right? It's more like you can. It's probably much easier to like market and everything after that, and like distribute it than these like simple little web app. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's interesting. I don't know. It's gonna be really crazy to see like how like what game engines look like in like a couple of years. You know. Oh, Jelly's here. Hi, Jelly. Hey, Jelly. Good to see you. We're going to visit Umbreon's grandma today, so I think we're gonna see if we can stop by. There's a couple pet stores in that area that I'm gonna check out, so hopefully by the next time you see me, we'll have that Umbreon sweater. Just make it so boats going through you don't cause you to lose. Yeah, I guess that would be one way to do it. Just give me... You can do really amazing stuff in Unreal Unity is all. Yeah, for sure. Both ways are probably easy to sell market, sure. Mandatory minimum fentances. That's funny. Coming too fast. Nothing to do with steam power besides little spinny balls. Any boat gets through, you lose. Oh, is that what was happening? Yeah. Make it mouse driven if it's a bullet hell. Maybe. For real, doing it yourself is the way to go. This is fun for toys, just like steam power. Oh, yeah. Okay, W for the sweater. Yes. Might make breakfast bong and stuff. Enjoy your breakfast. W Brecky. Way too many enemies, definitely. Left shark. I'm the frog, Lauren the unicorn. True. Whose Statue of Liberty, though? Is it you? It's me. I'm the Statue of Liberty. Tell it to do math. Oh, actually, I did make I made some tools to teach calculus. I did Claude Gemini and ChatGPT, and they all did pretty well. I think Gemini and Claude did better. They're all pretty interesting. I might show that off on a separate stream. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go. Like I said, I'm going to visit Umbreon's grandma soon. So my mom, obviously. Michelle says, in case you don't know, steam power was discovered long before it was used to power machines. Excuse me, but it was deemed nothing more than a gadget. Wow. Welp. Speaking of gadgets, ooh, I haven't tested Claude's ability to make a 3D Rubik's Cube yet. So build a working keyboard controllable. Wait, let me put it on screen. 3D Rubik's Cube app that can scramble and solve itself. And while it's building that, I'm just going to solve this. My Rubik's Cube is starting to drag a little bit. I think I need to take it apart and like reassemble it. But look at that. There we go. Where are my Rubik's Cube emotes? You're about to say something petty? It's okay. Let it out. I respect it. I genuinely feel bad like that I don't have this. I haven't gotten the sweater yet. Like, but again, I went to the stores and I looked around and I was like, these are just not it. Like I wasn't excited enough about any of the sweaters that I saw. Whew. My Mac is cooking. Wait, what? What about what? W leftovers. Murica. Bullet Hell Rubik's Cube Tetris. That sounds crazy. Yeah, be petty. That's what we're here for. You can get a sweater fast or you can get the right one. Yes. See, Michelle gets it. I was going to say, tell my future mother-in-law I say hello. All right, chill. My girlfriend could be watching this, guys, all right? She's probably not. But if she is, hey, baby. Look at... Oh, wait. Can you guys see it? Short Stack says Ryan's personality is somehow able to absorb all pettiness from the Twitch poll. It does. It's like I'm rubber and I don't really know if they're glue, but I'm rubber. Like it all bounces off. See, I'm patient. All right. Oh my god. All right. So we got scrambled. This looks clean. It counts the number of moves. It's got the state as scrambled. Oh, the keys also rotate the view. That's kind of cool. And it solves, maybe? Or no, I press space to scramble, but enter should solve it. Let's see. Alice says, did you catch a keeper off one date? I really did. Dude, guys, okay, I like all throughout my 20s, okay, I was like mostly in relationships, like in my 20s. And then like when I hit 30, I was like, I was not for a long time. Like I pretty much didn't date anybody. I mean, like here and there. And then like even over this last year, I was like, I don't know, I just wasn't like, I wasn't going on dates, nothing like that. But yeah, I met one girl and I was like, oh yeah, that one. I'm very pleased with my choice. It did not solve the cube, by the way. Look, it says state solved, move 0, and it's clearly not solved. Very clearly not solved. So, but we can reset, right? Okay, there we go. Jelly says, I guess what I'm hearing is Ryan isn't into older women. I'm into one woman. I have hyper specific taste, and it's her. Hide her from the internet. We're weirdos. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know if you guys will ever meet her. I have no idea. What is this magic formula dating app? I'm so unmotivated to try. Overwhelming. It is overwhelming. I mean, I got like crazy lucky. I mean, like dating apps are. I mean, it can be torture. But like, you know, sometimes there's a diamond out there. Yeah, very much overwhelming. Not for everybody, but I mean, like, I think it is an increasing amount of people like meet their partners on dating apps or online. Don't worry, I can wait. Stop. The phrase "Cartel de los Soles" first emerged in 1993, years before Hugo Chavez took power, following a scandal that implicates the CIA as much as Venezuelan military corruption. Interesting. Is that bong and stuff? Yeah. Weetrix Aqua. I don't know what either of those things are. How do you do it? I couldn't tell you. I mean, like, we talked for a while before we met. Like, we talked for like a couple weeks. We moved from the app. It was Bumble. We moved from Bumble to Instagram. Then we talked on Instagram for a while, and then we went on our first date, and then we went on more dates. I think it was good that like we didn't jump, like we talked a lot and like figure out like, you know, is this a good match or not. Ali says, I know it can happen, just takes so much work to sift through. One date last year, one date this year, both were meh. Yeah. It be like that. It really do. It do be like that sometimes. They don't think it do, but it do. Well, our Rubik's Cube was, I mean, it works, but it's okay. Joey says, I can't make it to dates without having to go through a trauma dump. Like, you mean they, like they give you a trauma dump? Because that's real. I mean, I'm glad we out. Like I think we had it. We did the trauma dumping like a few dates in. Like we waited, we waited to go through to like to dump all that. Short Sex says, I've never used the apps. I've considered it a couple times, but I deleted the profile within 2 hours. I feel weird having a date me and add visible for others. Oh sure, yeah. Talking to them is a bad idea. You'll scare them away, says Infallible Foul. Ali is new to the apps. I've been on, I mean, on and off, you know, when for years, but like I never, almost never, like actually like went on dates with people from apps. Because in college I was just like, I was always surrounded by people. I was constantly like, I through my own parties and stuff. Like we were like the party house, and like so we always had people over. You know, I was always like going out. I was hosting an open mic. Like I was meeting people constantly. So like always expanding my social network. So it was really easy. But like over the past like 6 years or so, it's been a very different story. Josh says, make up fake trauma and dump it to the waiter on date 1 and see if she stays. Hashtag a real one. That might be, could be the move. Could be the move. Also, life do be messing with people. That's true. Joey says, I keep getting told I have a comforting personality, then boom, trauma dump. I think it's the Mother Goose voice. That'll do it. Yeah, no chemistry. I just stick with messing with my exes, says Michelle. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, your voice is comforting. I like that. Very mommy voice. Yeah. I was a bartender, so same coder. Oh, nice. Yeah. Also, Nightbot reminding everyone that you can like the stream. If you cannot support with your funds, which I understand, although I really appreciate it if you did. But if you can't do that, then you can support with your thumbs. You can also subscribe if you're new here. Welcome. We'd love to have you. We're excited to have you. You're in on the ground floor. Like, look at this awesome community. Look at all these awesome people. Who are all these people? Do you even know? You want to know, though. And by subscribing and sticking around, you get to know. You can also get a membership to use these awesome emotes. We have so many great emotes. One of my favorites is the baby Umbreon. Very, very cute. Also, Sip and Squirtle. When we're mad, we got the Angry Jiggles. It's just so much good stuff here. So it feels sacrilege using apps. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. I'm going to do like maybe one more thing. Let's do something just for fun. Let's just build something for fun. What do you guys think? When I get my pup, can you make an emoji of them, Ryan? Absolutely, Jelly. Yeah, I'll save you an emote slot. Absolutely, 100%. You've got it. Build a super exciting, fun, colorful, engaging, interactive goodbye screen for my Radical Coder YouTube channel /live stream to say thank you to my chat and goodbye for now as I close out the stream. You guys ready? Build it as a single file HTML5 app. Oh, session. Oh, no. Session. Not the session limit. Opus. Opus. Come on. That's crazy. I barely use it. Opus, like Claude has like a ridiculously low session limit. I guess we're going to Gemini. Next best thing. I'm a little disappointed in that. Stoic Chad. Dude called into that about on Destiny's stream. Well, about trauma dumping on girls or girls trauma or what was the? I don't listen to Destiny's stream anymore. I should probably tune in once in a while and see what he's up to. I just can't do it anymore. It just hits so different over this past year. I feel like I broke out of the cult. I was never like in DGG, but like, you know, I listened to Destiny like all the time, you know, for years. Oh, we got a bug. Please fix the bug. Oh, we got a little Umbreon running. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, about emotional labor, yeah. Destiny is a freaky ass boy. He is that. I've actually been there's an abortion debate he did recently that I actually been wanting to review, the Lila Rose debate. Either his or Kyla's or both. I think Kyla did way better. Like her conversation was more substantive. I hate the way abortion debates go. Like it's so they never talk about like the actual like human cost of the bans and stuff. And like the reality on the ground. It's just never mentioned. It's so weird. And like Destiny like is upset like he's very focused on this like finding these like his consciousness argument or whatever. I just don't find it very compelling. But it's like it's intellectually like interesting, I guess, but anyway. Fatoy, please insult Coder for me, thanks. ChatGPT. Coder debugged for 3 hours before realizing the bug was Coder. Coder has big I definitely forgot to save before running it energy. Damn. Biblical Coder. That's crazy. All right, Radical Coder. Learning is radical, as you already know. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next stream. These aren't actually links, but let's send good vibes and see what that does. Cool. Epic. Radical. That's kind of cute. Yo, I want your chats to pop up like this. Yo, actually, this is very interesting. Like where the thanks and Epic and all that stuff is popping up. Radical. I would love your chat messages to pop up like that. Or like certain messages. That's very interesting. Maybe your names could pop up like that. I don't know. That's a We're cooking. I have some ideas. Both of you are weirdos for your obsession with abortion, though I guess it's a product of the country you live in. Yeah, I mean, it literally is that. Like, I don't think about it outside of the like political context, you know. Jelly says, I remember that time I was on a panel with Destiny. I didn't know who he was and was like, exactly who the fuck are you? He wanted to crash out on me, but didn't. Interesting. What was the panel? That sounds Sounds like something I want to watch. This was the ChatGPT roast of Coder. Can never leave now. Oh no. Okay. I gotta end it. I gotta end it, guys. I gotta go. We're so weird what we focus on here. Yeah. Years ago. But is it on YouTube still? I'm sure it's. I mean, Destiny content is all like hyper A-logged, right? I know we can find it. I'm gonna put my people on it. Hey guys, you gotta find that jelly Destiny crossover. Looks like Dusty's live. You guys want me to raid Rob Noor? No, obviously not gonna do that. He'll cry. Wait, is Dusty live or is this a replay? Hang on. YouTube. Okay, yeah, looks like he's live. Okay, I'm sending you guys there. Okay, tell Dusty learning is radical. And remind yourself learning is radical. Also good to see you, Not Laws. I had Destiny crash out on me and ban me. It was funny. That is funny. I had him convince his audience that I was I guess I have racist takes on math. So that was fun. I became the racist math guy for 2 years, 3 years now, maybe. Oops. Anyway, to Powder Dusty. You guys are going to Powder Dusty. Yeah. Sorry. Well, there's a panel. They've got Def Not there, and Paige, average female debater, my least favorite panelist. But okay, yeah. Before Umbreon freaks out, I'm gonna leave. Bye, guys. Love you. I am the math guy, Short Stack. Yes, I was the math guy. I was the racist math guy. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, go back and watch it. Yeah, it's Radical Coder. All right, bye. I love you guys. Umbreon, you drive me fucking crazy. Stop.